Hi, Alan here, and I want to talk a little bit about Rippln. Rippln is something that I've been building since April, and perhaps you've been with me since April, and perhaps you've been with me since yesterday, and that's okay. Either way, welcome, and I want to encourage you to realize that you are involved at the beginning of something that I believe is going to be massive. You know, I've described Rippln to people. People say to me, well, what's Rippln? And I say to them, listen, think about Facebook meets Amazon and lives on your smartphone. That sentence alone gets people's curiosity, and that's really what introducing Rippln to people is all about, just to pique their curiosity. You are not the messenger. You're the person who's out there just letting the world know that it exists. And fortunately, there's now a number of different ways to let the world know that Rippln exists. So allow me to kind of orient you as to what some of the options are. Because I know that there are a lot of people out there that joined Rippln and want to make something of it, but have not necessarily taken that first step towards introducing people to Rippln. And because of the recent developments, there's some pretty exciting stuff going on out there. By the way, welcome to my RV. I'm in Cody, Wyoming today. It's a Sunday afternoon. I'm just kind of relaxing, and I wanted to make this video to share this with you. So Rippln, when you log into your dashboard at startmyripple.com and click on the marketing tab, you'll notice that there are 3 different links that you have now. The one that I like is the Power Up Funnel, and I encourage you to take a look at that, because the Power Up Funnel leads people to a video. Now, when you started, if you received my Fast Start Guide, and if you haven't, reach out to me and I'll get you a fresh copy of my Fast Start Guide. I indicate that there are 2 different marketing sites that you could use. You could use the Tsunami site. You could use the Get in the Ripple site. Frankly, with this new series of links that Rippln has released, you may not even need either of those 2 marketing sites. You could simply introduce people to Rippln by sending them over into what is called the Power Up Funnel, because that funnel includes a 3-minute video that introduces people. But you see, here's the really neat thing about Rippln. You could simply share PhotoGuessroo. PhotoGuessroo is the new game, which at the moment is only available for Apple products, the iPhone, the iPad, I understand possibly the iPod. If you're an Apple user, you can play PhotoGuessroo. If you are a Droid user like myself, you can get an Apple link. You can get a link to the PhotoGuessroo game, which is customized for you. And you'd have to reach out to me, and I'd have to reach out to somebody further up the food chain, because, again, I don't have an iPhone. Or if you know somebody with an iPhone, you can simply get PhotoGuessroo onto their phone and make sure that the first login is done, or a login is done, with your email and your password, the same one that you use when you go into Rippln. Now, if you're able to get PhotoGuessroo, or if you can get the link for PhotoGuessroo, instead of introducing people to Rippln by however you do it, you know, whether you say to somebody, are you Rippln yet? Or have you heard about Rippln? Or just like last night when I was at a local market, I saw a young guy who was working hard, and it looked like he was settling in for the night, and I was right. He was going to be working a aisle all night, stocking it. And I said, listen, you look like you're a hardworking guy. Have you ever thought about maybe earning additional income, or earning income through more passive means? And of course he said, well, what do you mean? And I said, well, I'm with a company called Rippln, and you can think of it as Facebook meets Amazon and lives on your smartphone, and there's a way to make some money with us. So I simply gave him a link. Now that reminds me of something else. I encourage you to use redirecting, all right, redirect links. Whether you go to Bitly, whether you go to Google. I personally have my own blog, so I use PrettyLink. But in other words, I don't give people the link that's directly on Get in a Ripple, or on Tsunami, or available from Rippln itself. I take that link and I give it to PrettyLink, and I redirect it, meaning that I could say to Eric, the kid that I met last night, I would say, Eric, you can go to alansills.com/intro if I want him to be able to see the 3-minute video and enroll in the traditional way of signing up for Rippln. If he has an iPhone, then what I could do is I could say go to alansills.com/photoguessaroo. And what that's going to do is that's going to get him to the link that was created for me, because again, I'm not an iPhone user, and that link would be available to him so he can get into the App Store, I guess it is, on Apple, and access the game, but it will tie him to me. That's the important thing. You want to build your Ripple. My Ripple is now over 20,300 people. I'm nobody special. Really, I'm nobody special. And I'm telling you that because I know if I did it, you can do it. Because frankly, Rippln is right now at about 1.5 million people, and I don't see any reason why it isn't going to grow to over 1 billion. Because again, it's like Facebook meets Amazon and lives on your smartphone. There are going to be more smartphone users that are connected to the internet in 2-3 years than there ever were on computers. And there's going to be a lot of e-commerce done. So when I look at the business model, now let me close with this, because I want you to get that there is a tremendous amount of money that's going to flow through Rippln. And those who are players are going to profit with that. So there are 2 things I want you to be aware of. Now, first of all, where's the money coming from? Let me address that. The money is going to come from, 1, PhotoGuessaroo and the other apps that follow, and there's a company that they've partnered with, so we're not waiting on Brian Underwood to create the apps. There is a company that makes apps that is basically a subsidiary now of, or a partner with Rippln, and that company is going to keep cranking out these apps. Next one I think is the Communicator app. These apps are going to have upgrades or upsell options available. In PhotoGuessaroo, I understand that you are getting clues or guessing at something, and then if you want to buy more clues, you can spend real money to buy more clues. When people spend money on an app, those who are players in the Rippln platform, now most of you right now watching this are fans. All right, you signed up for free. There's no barrier to enrolling. But if you want to profit with us, you got to become a player. A player pays $95 once and then $30 a month. Full disclosure, that's all it is. Now, when you are a player, and when anybody in your Ripple is using, for example, PhotoGuessaroo, or a few months down the road, the Rippln Communicator app, or God knows what else they're going to release, and decides that they want to spend money on that app. In other words, they want some kind of premium feature, they want some kind of add-on, they want another clue, whatever it is, the players in that Ripple are going to profit from the activity of that player or fan who is doing that behavior. Does that make sense? The second thing, the apps themselves are going to have advertising on them. You've seen that. I mean, that's very common. You can't go to a website or an app on a smartphone today without seeing ads. Well, those ads generate revenue. For whom? Well, typically for the parent company, in this case, Rippln. But what Rippln is going to do, Rippln is going to share the profits with the players. So again, the players are coming in with an income stream there. Third thing, Rippln is becoming a distribution network. They had a smartwatch offer that they opened up with, and they're going to come back with very soon because smartwatches are going to be hot. There is currently an offer for something called the Ultimate Game of Life, along with a VIP pass. Now, if you were to avail yourself of that, and it's, I believe, $497, it's not cheap, but you know what? A lot of people could benefit from the Ultimate Game of Life because a lot of people are looking for, what's the answer? How do I get more out of this life, both in health and in wisdom and in wealth? Not both, but in all 3 areas, all right? In all 3 areas. And of course, the Ultimate Game of Life is going to focus on all of those areas. So if you see this and you see this soon and the offer is still available and you want it, you can afford it, do it. All right, and you feel you benefit from it, do it. If not, it's not the end of the world, but I do recommend you become a player. Becoming a player is how you are going to profit with Rippln, which, face it, given the current conditions of the economy, I think most people would be very happy to find a way to make some extra money. And Rippln allows you to do it without any kind of, hey, do you want to buy this? You have to go on this monthly auto ship. None of that. That's not the issue. So if I can be of any help, reach out to me. All right. The worst thing that you can do is have joined Rippln and then do nothing with it, because you're sitting on, I think, a treasure, and you're doing nothing with it. All right. So Alan Sills here. I'm at 561-676-1205. And I encourage you to reach back to me. I want to send this out initially just to those who are in the Ripple with me, and I'll probably make a blog post around it because I want people to really kind of get an idea of what's going on with Rippln and the excitement about it. And if you're seeing this days or weeks after the Ultimate Game of Life offer, there will be something else, and it may not be a coaching offer. It may be an offer for a product. There's going to be a little bit of Groupon in here. There's going to be a little Amazon in here. The bottom line is there's going to be a tremendous amount of e-commerce going through the Ripple, and the bigger your Ripple is, the more of that e-commerce you personally are going to participate in. And again, let me full cycle back. To grow your Ripple, you do one of two things right now. You get PhotoGuessaroo, and you simply ask people if they want to play it with you, or give them the link, your link, so that they are tied to you in the Ripple and they're playing PhotoGuessaroo. Simple. I mean, what an easier way there is to grow a venture, a business, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. The second way is more traditional, to ask people, have you heard about Ripple? Are you Rippln yet? Do you have a smartphone? Do you have a smartphone? Do you play games on it? Well, I'll tell you what, this is really cool. Check it out. And just give them a link. And again, I would give them a redirected link. If you have your own blog, and I encourage everybody, you ought to have your own blog. If you have your own blog, you can simply use PrettyLink if you're WordPressing it. And PrettyLink is free, and you can create as many redirects as you want, like I suggested earlier with alansills.com/intro or alansills.com/PhotoGuessaroo. Those are the two links I have right now that pertain to Rippln. All right, that's it for now. Just wanted to kind of give you a pep talk and give you a little words of wisdom, and for what they're worth, and take it for what it's worth. You have a great afternoon, evening, morning, whenever it is you're seeing this. And if you want, reach out to me. I'm here. Thank you.